Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Play Advanced Tactics Gold. I'm going to start off on the east because I have been debating whether to declare war on China this turn or not, let them come. And I'm still a little torn. I don't want to because, I mean, I'm never going to be ready enough because they have so many units. Like, I think 90% of their strength is in the east over by my yellow headquarters. My eastern headquarters, I think this one is called. Yeah, Eastern HQ. And I've put a ton of troops here this turn. So I did a lot of reinforcing. I have an armor unit here now. The artillery's still there. But I got this new submachine gun group, which is going to move over to this forest. But I was doing a little bit of math on the potential scenarios, on their potential attack patterns. At least I was trying to think of it in terms of, if I was the Chinese, how would I attack? For a while I was ruling out hexes like this as potential vulnerabilities in my line, because I was thinking, okay, the stream and the marsh, it's impossible for them with the zone of control and the action point penalty just for moving into enemy territory. All those things added together means they shouldn't even be able to get into these. These should be impassable. And certainly they will be out of supply. Now that second part is still true, but doing the math, it's 35, only 35 for infantry to move into a swamp hex, which is actually less expensive than moving into the hills. So it's extremely, extremely prohibitive for vehicles. They can't even move in. So you can see if I move this Jeep, I can't even move into the swamps next to me with my full action points. It's just not allowed. But for infantry, it's no problem at all. So you can see even this guy, he moves here, it's only 45. That's because swamp is 35 and crossing a stream is only 10. So in the worst case scenario for them, if they have the 35 plus the 10 crossing, plus 10 for moving into my zone of control, plus the 10 for moving into enemy territory, that's still only 65, which means that if they have infantry, now note, infantry guns, trucks, these things will not be able to enter. But if they have a unit of pure infantry, which I assume somewhere they do, here, for example, this unit will be able to move from either of these hexes if it starts there into this hex. So it's not like these hexes are just completely off limits. They're off limits to anything but infantry, but it's affordable crossing by infantry. So that kind of restructures the way I need to defend. I need to actually put units to defend these areas. And I think my new line is still going to consist of not defending at these swamps because, yeah, what is the reason for that? That's a good thing to just briefly mention. The entrenchment for plains is 25 to 100. For fields, is slightly better. That's the only difference between them, really. But for swamp, it's only 25 to 50, so you get almost no entrenchment. Now, infantry fighting infantry, like riflemen fighting riflemen, they don't suffer any penalties or bonuses for any territory. So if we go to this rifleman, we can see the landscape. There's no attack or defense bonus for anything. They're like the normalization for the game. Now, that's not true with any other unit. Even submachine guns have bonuses in the forest and penalties in the open, like hills or plains. So the entrenchment is the only thing that makes a difference. So although it's a 25% penalty attacking across a stream, that makes these hexes slightly better. But if I just pin them across the stream in the marsh, they should run out of supply, because even, like, you can tell from this headquarters that even one hex away is 20 and the next one is 105. So unless they have a headquarters right next to the stream and marsh, so unless they have a headquarters in one of these three, and really just right here, they won't be able to supply both of these. So I'm going to invite them into this out of supply position and just kind of let them drain down and then attack them back. So that's my idea, is to hold the line here. Now I just don't have enough troops, which is why I think I'm going to hold off one more turn before I attack the Chinese. Now I'm not resupplying this unit anymore. I'm not trying to get it to a point where I'm like amazingly ready, but I just don't want it to a point where they just blow through my lines like nothing. I just want at least one unit on the front. So I need probably one or maybe two more turns before we're ready. Okay, so that's the Chinese situation, and I thought that was interesting to discuss. The next thing we want to do is look at what's going on in the north. After putting a lot of thought into it, I'm trying to figure out a way where I can defend this. I don't need to hold this raw, but it's the last defensive point I can get to. So what I've decided to do is try to hold these two again, and maybe even get my armor into this hex, or to leave my armor here but keep pushing back and forth. The same way I'm doing in the bridge in the south down here, that every time they crossed I would come back up. I want to do something similar to that here, that every time they enter this hex I just attack it again. That'll mean that this raw is protected on the southern flank. So I'm going to do that by trying to put armor into here. Now, I've used a bit of my oil already. I did start at like 7100 because I did a lot of strategic transfer and I moved some headquarters closer. So that'll cost some fuel, but I think it's worth it in this case to use a little bit more fuel. Now, I don't need this infantry to attack, so he's just going to move forward. I want this guard to attack, but I want him to attack from here to give a better, the better surroundment. And this infantry, he's going to attack from here. So we can see that this is how things shape up. I want to do an attack, which could be terrible. This might be a terrible idea. From here, from the submachine guns, which should hopefully provide a lot of stopping power for the armor, including, I mean, I have my armor, but the submachines get a bonus, 25% bonus. And that's going to be especially helpful against the armored cars. Then I also want to take this 10th, which I just moved in, and also attack with them. Let's see how this goes. It could go poorly, but okay, yeah, our guard unit took a lot of casualties, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to be okay with that. So in the end, we lost 7 submachine guns, 6 machine guns, but we killed 41, 5 armored cars, so this was worth it. And now this armor is going to move in as well as this submachine gun. So now he'll defend very well in this hex, which means that hopefully, does he have enough submachine guns? 10, yes. So he'll get up to his 44 again. 44 and 14, I think, is the guard. Let's just check. Yeah, 44 and 16. He'll get up to 44 and 16 by next turn because we have enough reserves here. So actually I have 15 machine guns, so okay, now these guys will just defend here, this guy will defend here, and my cavalry will just hold this rear area. Perfect. So that's everything I want to do in the north. I'm keep moving this engineer up. He'll blow the bridge if all goes to hell. Now, things are a little, I have a few options about what to do. I've moved some units up already. Let's start in the very far south. I know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do artillery bombardment, same as always, and then I'm going to do a dive bomb attack. I know that I don't have too much dive bomb. I have to be a little conservative about my dive bombing just because it does obviously eat away at my precious supply of fuel, which we can see after the attack all the way up there is down to 5,700. But here is one of the few places that these guys can even get to, so they only are able to attack here and here. So those are the two I'm going to be doing this turn. And I'm going to proceed each one with an artillery bombardment. I already moved this artillery forward, so it's really obvious what he's going to do. He could bombard here, but I don't need that to happen this turn, and I think this guy, in fact, is going to move forward and bombard. So let's just do this. And I want to lower their entrenchment before I dive bomb them. I find that this is the best combination to lower their entrenchment with artillery, which artillery does really well. And then after that to follow up with the dive bomb. So let's do that. I would like in the end, God, sometime, to actually be able to take this hex. So this whittling down of units, hopefully it's in the end useful. We can even see that now might not be the worst time to attack. I don't think I'm going to ever attack with these guys. Although I'm also definitely not going to attack these guys this turn because they have enough forces here with 47 rifles that I don't think my... I'm not going to have the right odds. My attack strength isn't quite high enough. So the question is, should we actually attack here? I can get 4 sides of surroundment and their readiness is pretty low thanks to that artillery. I mean, their entrenchment will also be low. I think I'll hold off one more turn. There's no rush. In fact, the more units they funnel down here, the less they'll have up here, which is good. So I think I'll hold off one more turn. I think I'm just gonna... Well, I'll hold off on moving because I would scout normally, but let's be conservative with our fuel. So the next thing is the second attack, which is just to eliminate some of these armored cars. In some sense, it's almost better if they stay there because I can just force them to draw more supply. And I don't think that these guys are supplied fully. They're up a hill, and in fact, these guys really must not be supplied because I don't see any headquarters. Oh, they do have a headquarters here now. Okay, well, in that case, this guy's only yellow, so he's probably still getting supply. Well, that's fine. Eventually, yellow eventually will matter. Eventually, he won't get enough supply, but it'll take. If he receives 3/4 of his necessary supplies, and he started with 2 turns of supplies, and like above, that just means he's losing 0.25 supply per turn, so he'll have to be there 8 turns before he really feels that. Well, we're not going to wait that long. All right. The next thing I did is I moved these engineers forwards and I connected roads. Now, what's really interesting is there's no bridge here, and I don't see any units here. I might actually do something a little bit crazy and actually move this engineer forward into open territory. It seems like a little bit suicidal, but nobody is really in a position to attack him. In fact, I'm going to be attacking and probably eliminating, or at least mostly eliminating, this unit. So there's no real disadvantage for me moving this engineer forward. He's just moving into kind of open enemy territory. It's like, I mean, in real war, there's no line where you say, hey, this is my territory, this is yours. You know, it's just like all field and all like land. So we're just moving into unoccupied land, which is safe enough. And the ultimate goal is I want to actually connect this bridge again, because if I want to push, I eventually do want to connect this bridge. For now, it might actually be helping me that if they have any headquarters here, they can't supply them. But I'm not sure how the AI deals with lack of bridges. So, I mean, the point is, I want to take that bridge for myself. If there's a bridge there, it doesn't matter. They can't use it if I own it. So this is what I want to do. Okay. Now, what did I want to do in the north? So basically, I want to do, I think, nothing in the south right here. We're just going to hold. Oh, I want to do bombardment. That's right. So let me move forward here and begin bombarding here. We're obviously not going to do much. 1 against the city, and they have so many units. So I don't think we did anything. We killed 2 units. And their entrenchment is really high. So we know this. We know this about the city. That's fine, though. We're okay with that. Maybe it'll be even better just to bombard areas which have a lot of troops at low readiness. That might be more effective. Okay, and this last one, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the last guy. I don't remember if I wanted to move him here and bombard this guy, because this is mostly armored cars. And I have 2 armor ready to just obliterate him. Well, I have 4 armor, I guess, if you think about it with these guys as well. Does he really need to bombard this guy is the question. They're down to 25 on everything. That's really low. But it could always be brought lower. I mean, the question is, if I don't bombard this guy, what will I do? Yeah, I don't think there's a good answer for that. I think the only thing to do is to bombard that guy. And I think I'll move this guy south. I'll probably end up having 3 artillery bombarding all kinds of hexes down here. So let's do it this way then. Let's move here, and with our remaining 75 action points, let's get 7 turns of bombardment just to make these guys extremely weak, a cakewalk. And that's good. I mean, lower the readiness, lower their entrenchment. I'm not going to ask for anything more than that. So good. It's basically just the armored cars sitting there now, and my armor will be able to tear through them. Okay. That is that. I think we only need to move people forward now. I mean, like, I could even send this armor blitzing forward. Fuel is... And this is where, like, I'll have to be a little bit careful about supplying my units. So, thanks to this road, this guy is supplied all the way from his home, which is pretty cool. So we go back, we can see the HQ has this road which it follows to supply this guy. That's pretty sweet. And I don't suspect that this guy will be cut off because we're really on the offensive. Okay, so now we have this artillery here, which is almost surely going to bombard here, and these two will each bombard one of these. Yes, I think that that's what I will do. Actually, what I might do instead is I probably should have moved one of these guys here. I don't know if I need full bombardment for this one. I want to do one 3 armor car. Okay, I think I'm going to do... I have to do at least one dive bomb here, because 9 artillery is just unacceptable to be facing. But there's so many infantry guns here. I think I have to do artillery for both of these, yeah. I mean, the disadvantage with doing too much artillery bombardment on Nagano is if I choose to take it on a specific turn, although they ignore the 300 auto repair. I don't want to do like 800 points of damage because I think for some reason the AI cities repair at 800 or something. Maybe it's 900 even. Okay, so let's just do double bombardment here. We'll really do some damage. I would assume. I mean, that's a lot of artillery I'm bringing to bear. Yeah, we did a lot of damage. We did. And we knocked their location down to 1251. That's about as low as I want. So that means I'm not going to try to capture it on this turn. Hopefully that entrenchment is low enough that we can do a dive bomb on it. And I'm actually going to use this guy to get a little bit of a few more infantry guns killed off. It's funny, I clicked on this switch view on the last attack on the artillery bombardment, but I didn't even really observe the numbers. I just looked down here, but I think I have killed off quite a few infantry guns this turn. 6 more here. I don't know how many were killed in the original bombardment. Alright, so we're good on fuel still, so let's go ahead and do artillery here. These guys both have 80, so we'll just pick the higher value one, because I think this hex is more important. And they have a lot of artillery, so I definitely need a dive bomb. Yeah, and we did. Some good numbers. 10, 1 submachine gun. Alright, the follow-up. Just in case the question is being asked right now why I don't move my other dive bombers into the city to the north. Okay, that wasn't that great, but whatever. Why I'm not moving these dive bombers into here, because they are, it is true, out of range. Their range of 5 ends here. The air base inside of a city can only support a stack of 100. So each one stack of dive bombers is 10. So I can only hold 10 units of dive bombers. Which means that, yeah, I can't support anymore. I need to capture Nagano, or I need to build an air base in order to move these forward. And I think I'm just going to wait for Nagano to be captured and then move these forward. Okay. We just have one more artillery bombardment, and then all of our support attacks are done. Good. That was an important one because I did want to lower... that's still 100. It does look like I'm going to be able to attack into here, though. Yeah, that's good. So we can get a really good surround on Nagano. Let's definitely attack with our submachine guns, and let's also attack with the 7th. So we'll attack with these two, and then we just need to attack with one more on this side. In fact, it's a little weird. How much would an attack cost here? I guess it would normally cost 20 to move into there, but it'll cost 40 to do the whole thing. So 40, and they won't have enough to do the attack. Darn. If we were able to peel these guys and then attack with this guy with 1, my armor would be able to get over here, I think, with enough to attack. It would be 30, 40. No, it won't. Okay, there's no way for my armor to get here and still attack. That's fine. They're weak enough that I think I'm just going to chance it. I really wish, man, I really, really wish I had more artillery, actually. Or more dive bombing. Because these guys are weak, but they're still defending in a city. So that's... These infantry, they still count for something. Alright, well, we get a 25% bonus for submachine guns, so let's just go ahead and do it. Let's do 1, 2, and 3. attack with 1, 2, and which of you wants to go? I guess I'll take the most combat effective. And let's attack. Alright, good. Now this is what I was hoping, that none of them would be able to escape, because they're artillery. They don't have a very easy time retreating. And in the end, we didn't do so bad. I actually don't mind losing the submachine guns, because the submachine guns after I take Nagano are not important to me anymore. I don't really have any woods down here. The only thing I will need submachine guns for is taking over the actual cities down here. But I don't... As soon as I take Nagano, I think that that's just the end of the Germans. My production will ramp up while theirs ramps down. And as soon as we take Trier, the whole system will just collapse. Okay, well, let's move in with our submachine guns for sure, and also whichever... Actually, in a weird thing, I'm actually going to transfer 3 submachine guns from this guy to that guy, because this submachine guns guy is just my expendable submachine guns group. If I lose all of him at getting in Nagano, that's still just his job, just to take Nagano. And we'll probably do something like, can we actually... Ooh, we could even further attack. I don't want to do that with these guys, though. The only thing I might do is move the submachine gun here, which is where he'll attack from next turn. But which guy attacked? This guy. So we move in here. How much is it to move in there? It's 50 still. Okay, so yeah. Let's follow up attack with just these infantry. Or, I mean, we have so many infantry here, I don't think we need to expend additional infantry attacking. What we're going to need is 1 infantry here, 1 here. Oh, yeah, we have plenty. So let's just throw 1 more forward and have him do the attack instead. So we took some casualties, but in my opinion, it's worth it to kill off that 1 artillery. And I think I actually will move in. I don't see any reason why not to. Just push the borders, frighten them. They might even pull some units out of Nagano, which would be really helpful. It'll make my job a lot easier. And we definitely won't capture Nagano even if they pull out until the beginning of the next turn. That's after they will have repaired. So, all right, still looking good on fuel. We know we want to attack here, so I think we'll move 1 red in here and actually do the attack with the red. Okay, let's do it this way then. Maybe... see, I'm not sure what I want this guy to do. This guy has full movement. He can get here. That's probably what I'll have him do. Kind of secure that territory. Yeah. So if we're able to even move 1 more space with this guy, he'll just cut off, and that means this guy will be destroyed upon being attacked. And that doesn't take too much fuel to do, so let's just do that. And I think we will move this guy forward and have him attack even. We have enough fuel. I'm not concerned, so let's do the attack from this guy, and this guy. Attack. Good. So we didn't lose very much, and they all died. As planned. So this guy will move forward, and we'll just keep pushing him forward with his engineer. Seems to make sense. Now this guy didn't use any action points in the attack. And he's free to even move here with only a cost of 30. He'll definitely be in supply because my headquarters... Oh! Can't. Oh, well, let's change that. We'll build a road right here. Boom. Now, how lovely. I want to... This road wasn't connected. I forgot anyway. Now this guy actually traces a supply to here through the road, which is perfect. Before it was jumping probably from here at 25 to here, which is another field, so it'd be another, it would have been 50. So definitely he still would have been in supply. It would have cost 50 to get here, but now it only costs 1, 2, 3. So, cool thing with the supply. And now that means that, yeah, why not? Why don't we just push forward? If it costs 30 in either case, I suppose I'd rather go here first. Okay, good. Wow, so nice. We have now pushed all the way over to here. This guy looks like he's a little extended, but I don't see anything that they could do. The most they could do is move here. If they move here, that's even better for me because they'll be on this side of the stream and I'll be able to counterattack them with this unit and this unit, etc. Now the red is going to keep pushing, I think. So red's main goal, well, we'll have red stay, we'll move forward one. Ooh, he can actually attack. We need this infantry to attack these guys, but this guy actually has enough action points to push against this guy, which might be useful. It would allow us, I think, to attack... Oh yeah, let's definitely do that, because we can surround these guys, which means they're completely eliminated. So yes, let's definitely do that. In fact, I may want to attack with the armor, and then attack with the armor in here. And then have this infantry... He won't be able to get there. Okay, so let's attack with the infantry in. Very nice. Plus, since they were just infantry, it's probably better to use my infantry against them, since machine guns are just better. And this is the unfortunate part, that the 6 remaining rifles will survive another turn, but that's fine. And now we have these guys completely surrounded, and what we can do is move this unit here, so we get an even bigger bonus attacking these guys. Now who's even left? Do we have... So this guy has enough to attack again, but he could also be the guy who moves forward. And that's probably better. Yeah. I think we'll do that. And these guys still have 100, so one of them can move into this to attack. Okay, let's move the 9th in. I mean, we're really able to attack this hex, I think, from every side. I mean, this is a 80% bonus, and we're barely over the attack stack. I like that. I like that a lot. That should be a crushing... Well, yeah, it was. A few retreats, but only 6 losses. 1 tank, but it'll be replenished next turn. I don't mind. And they lost 73 rifles, 3 armored cars, 2 infantry guns, 15 submachine guns. A lot. They lost, in a word, they lost a lot. No reason not to move these infantry forward. I don't think I'll move this armor in. It doesn't matter. Well, I guess I can move him all the way over here, so that will mean that he should move here first. To just support, get better support on this side. Sweet. And now Nagano is cut off. Now, Nagano actually won't take any, it won't be able to produce supplies for the Germans since it's my city. So this is way better than I expected. I guess the siege of Nagano will end next turn because, I mean, they're cut off and I can attack them from every... I have total surrounding, so that's good. Now, let's see. Where do I want my armor to go? If I'm worried about a breakout, I'd probably be worried about a breakout in one of these 2 hexes. These guys already have 90 entrenchment. So do these guys. And these submachine guns will fight better in the suburban. And it seems perfect. It's just about time to bring this episode to a close. Well, I guess the only thing we need to protect is the supply route, so let's move him here. But maybe I should move him forward because he's going to be more useful. Yeah, I think I will do that. He's going to be more useful pushing forward than being back here. Alright, let's see if these guys have any more unit or any more movement. Oh, so I have one I missed here. Oh my gosh, he can attack. Let's do that. This should just kill them, yeah, immediately. And how are we tracing supply? Very easily, only 43. So go ahead and move in there. Excellent. So we really are pushing the Germans back, and this is why I want to switch some focus to the Chinese front, because things are falling apart very quickly. We should have Nagano by next turn, which will also mean our production base will be increased. Now, the problem is definitely in the north. This is like a desperation defense. But since the AI, and this is a little sad, but since the AI is so bad at attacking, I'm not too worried. It seems like they don't attack using 4 sides of surroundment, for example, and that's not good. But all right, well, let's see how the Germans react to this, and hopefully, after we see that, hopefully we'll be able to declare war on the Chinese this next turn. I just need to see how many units I can get forward against the Chinese. Probably I can declare war. Okay, they're attacking. Oh, they're just doing bombardment. That makes sense. So we lost 3 infantry for free. Oh, wow. This guy's level 2. 3% better, 3% better, 5 more staff points. Okay, that's good. And now we're finally starting to accrue fuel. So we've jumped the shark on the on the fuel problem. It's no longer going to be an issue. All right, good. We got artillery coming in. Our main supply stockpile is still good. Let me just briefly see what they did. I want to make sure they did this bombardment. But they only killed 2 rifles and 1 machine gun, which was probably just automatically replenished. All right, let's just take a quick look over what's going on then. Oh, so they really are going to try to defend this point. That is interesting. And nice, because now they've moved back into range of my dive bombers. Seems pretty obvious that we dive bomb these 2 after... we're only able to do 1... Oh, if we move this guy in, which will cost 30, I think. Yeah, he'll be able to bombard these guys too. It's probably worth doing. Alright, otherwise a ton of armored cars going on here. That's going to be a little difficult to deal with. But they definitely did not care about this road pathway. And they've created a new headquarters in here. I'm not really sure why. I guess they have to in order to for Nagano. But look, Nagano, which was at like 1300, is back up to 2000. We'll try not to do too much bombardment of it now, because we're just going to lower its production for us. And in the north, they're just pushing units forward. I think we're actually okay with this exact setup. I don't think any units are going to move, unless we attack here. Alright, well, that's good. That'll do it for this episode. We'll try to keep them as short as I can, which 30 minutes now seems to be the new norm. So I'll pick this up in the next episode. Until then, take care.